Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 23rd of April 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few of the charts that we looked at yesterday. But as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on here is Bitcoin. So finally, for those Bitcoin bulls, we're seeing a nice move here in Bitcoin, breaking above its key resistance near the 5,450 zone. And now it seems that it wants to continue accelerating further. You can see that the price is currently balancing around its R2, today's R2, and it did have an overshoot here a little bit, but quickly got back towards this R2, which is around the 5,570 zone. So what we're going to do here is we're going to continue observing this 5,450 level just in case this decides to retrace back down. So if it continues to trade above that, then that's great news for the buyers. We could see this one maybe traveling higher again, but the higher level here that we've got as our next potential target is around the 5,750 zone. And just to kind of show you where that level was in the past here, it's marked near the highs of the 18th of November. So that's why, guys, keep your eyes on this one. Sorry, yeah, 18th of November, to be more precise. So keep your eyes on this level, basically. But again, don't forget to watch out for this 5,450 level that we've broken this morning. And yep, it's now like it seems like it wants to travel higher. Certainly, we are more bullish on this one than bearish. But again, we're going to be very cautious in case, like I said, this decides to retrace back down and test the 5,450 level again. If it fails to break below that, then yep, that's wonderful. We could see another push higher. If that starts to break here and we see the crypto traveling back inside this little range that we saw Bitcoin trading in since the beginning of April, but we will consider lower levels only if we see a drop below the 5,220 zone, approximately here. This way we could get slightly more comfortable with potentially targeting the lower side of this range. So for now, basically, long story short, guys, certainly we are, it seems that it wants to travel further up here. The 5,750 level, that's our next target. It also coincides with today's R3. If this decides to retrace back down first, then yep, keep your eyes on the 5,450 level. If it fails to drop below this, then yep, we could see another leg of buying here and a push towards this 5,750 zone. In terms of the downside, as I said, we need to see and wait until we see a drop below the upper side of this this range here, or in other words, below the 5,450 zone. This is going to be our little neutral territory. We're going to continue just observing the price action, but if it starts dropping below the 5,220 zone approximately here, then we will consider a possible move just slightly below the psychological 5,000 level towards the 4,950. So keep your eyes on this one, guys. Jumping into gold, I talked about this one recently, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on it because yes, we did have a nice good push on Monday here in the morning to the upside, but in the second half of the day it started selling off because we are still somewhat bearish on this one, but only from the short-term perspective for now, because we do have this medium-term upside support line taken from the lows of August. last year. So in a way, the commodity is currently traveling towards that direction. The only thing is that in order to get slightly more comfortable with higher levels, we would like to see a drop below this recent low here, this last week's low, near the 1271 zone. And if we do see a drop below the 1271, our next potential target is around the 1266. And the 1266, just to show you what that level was here in the past, so it was around the lows of the 26th of December and near the highs of the 20th of December. So very good potential target here, also coincides with this medium term upside support line, and then we'll just take it from there, see what it wants to do further. Does it want to break this line, or does it actually wants to kind of take it as a nice bouncing ground and then reverse and push higher? So for now, like I said, we're just going to, from the very short-term perspective, that's where we're going to be looking at. We need to see initially drop below the 1271 level in order to kind of aim for the 1266 and this upside support line. In terms of the upside, well, ideally we would like to see a push back above the 1281 zone, approximately here, marked by the lows of the 4th of April and near the lows of the 7th of March and the 5th of March. This way we could then aim for areas like the 1285, or even better, the 1295 here, which is near the highs of the 12th of April. Of course, if the price acceleration continues, then we could see a further push higher here towards this tentative downside resistance line here, and yep, we could maybe see a test of that one. But again, before we consider such a move here higher, then yep, we need to see that nice good pop above the 1281 zone just to kind of get more comfortable on this one. Now then, I can see that there are some comments here in the box here. So long an NZD CAD. So yep, okay. I mean, good. That's good for you guys. I mean, yep. I hope it's gonna run very well. We'll see how that's gonna perform later on. Also, just wanted to kind of quickly tell you, if you would like to leave any comments here, probably the best solution would be maybe to, after the video is uploaded, just leave a comment under the video, and then I can respond to that easily and without any rush. And yep, probably that's going to be the best solution, guys. So yep, feel free, like I said, to leave your comments after the video is done and uploaded, and then yeah, we can have a nice conversation there. Anyway, guys, back to the charts, and very quickly jumping into Aussie yen. Now, this is something that I was talking about yesterday, basically, and in my traders tea time, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this level here, the 79.85 zone, which is the upper side of this long range that the pair was trading in since around the end of January. And you can see that the pair now traveled back inside this. But what I was saying is, what I was saying in my video, that basically we need to see a nice good break here below this 79.64 zone, approximately there, or even better actually, a close of the 4-hour candle below this level here, and then we could potentially target lower areas, initially aiming for this 200 EMA, but a slightly better potential target of support could be seen near the 78.93 zone. So keep your eyes on this one. For now, like I said, it is kind of working nicely. It is working out nicely here for now. Let's see if it actually can continue further south. But again, in order to kind of consider further move south, we need to see a drop below the 79.64 level, or even a better, like I said, a close of the 4-hour candle below this level. In terms of the upside, ideally we would like to see initially a push back above this upper side of the range that the pair is kind of back trading in. Now then, basically, if we see a nice good push back over the 79.85, certainly this could raise concerns for the bears. But if this pair basically travels higher and breaks above the 80.10 level, now this is where more bulls could start getting more excited, and we could see maybe this one traveling back up here towards the highs that we saw here on this the 17th of April. So basically last week, we could see maybe a revisit of these levels, and that was around the 80.70 zone. So basically, long story short, guys, for us now, in order to kind of consider higher moves here, or the upside, basically we need to see a nice good move back above the 80.10 level. For now, this is looking quite bearish, especially, like I said, if we see this one moving further below the 79.64 level. EURCHF, also mentioned this one yesterday in my my video in my Traders Espresso, and if we just zoom in here a little bit, so it managed to break this key area of resistance, the one that I was talking about here at the 1.1423. Traveled higher, but kind of almost managed to reach our next target here around the 1.1444, but kind of it fell just a few pips from reaching that area, and now it kind of slid lower. The only thing is that it continues to trade above this steep upside support line. And let me just adjust a few levels here, or should I say adjust the line here, and this is what's happening here right now. It continues to kind of balance around this. Certainly if this area here at 1.1423 continues to act as a very good area of support, as you can see, like it did this morning already, and yesterday in the evening, if it continues to hold, and we may see another push higher here, potentially aiming for the 1.1444, or if we see a break above that, then our next target is around the 114.70 level, and it coincides currently with the R2, with today's R2. And just to show you what that level was here in the past, and that was a very good area of resistance here back on the 6th of November, and the from the 6th of November up to the 8th of November. So that's why keep your eyes on this one, certainly for now, until it's trading above this upside support line. Yes, we are going to be more towards the we're going to be more bullish, let's put it that way. But again, if we see another good strong push above the 1.1444, this could open the path towards this 114.70 level that I was just talking about. In case this decides to drop lower, and if it starts breaking this upside support line, and of course breaks below the 1.1423, then well, I mean, it could turn out to be ugly for the bulls. We could see maybe this one sliding a little bit lower. So initially we will aim for the 113.88 zone, or even actually going to go further down if of course this fails to withhold the 113.64, which is marked by the low of the 18th of April. Now then, but again, before we can consider lower areas, we need to see that this nice break below this upside support line. And of course, additionally, we would like to maybe just see a drop below this pivot as well, just for better confirmation. And that pivot is around the 1.1419 level. So keep your eyes on this one today. Very interesting pair. It is quite extended here to the upside. Even our oscillators are suggesting that. So we may see a bit of correction, but the question here is where that correction is going to come. So that's why it's better probably not to try to jump ahead of ourselves. Let's wait for that confirmation break, and then probably see what we can do with it, and where could the next support level be. And the last pair I want to quickly touch on, and that's GBPAUD. Now at a very interesting spot here. So it was sliding lower here since around mid-March, and it continues to kind of to trade below this tentative downside resistance line taken from the same high here, from the high of the 14th of March, from the mid-March. Now then, it is currently balancing around this level right here. So after kind of finding good support near the 1.8095 level, the pair reversed back to the upside, started forming higher lows and higher highs, and now it's kind of, like I said, currently stuck here near the 1.8235 zone. So this is going to be that level that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, because if we do see a nice push above this, we could see a further move higher towards the 1.8330 or the 1.8360 area. You can see that how well these levels here act as resistance in the past. So like I said, we're going to keep it short and simple. First, if we see a push above the 1.8235 level, the next target for us is around the 1.8330 or the 1.8360. Of course, if that both of these fail to withhold, then yep, we could see a retest of the of this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 14th of March. But for now, like I said, guys, keep your eyes on this one, keep your eyes on this level. In terms of the downside, we're going to take a more conservative approach here and wait until we see a drop below the 1.8095 level, because this way the pair would confirm a lower low and then potentially could open the path for itself towards the 1.7990, which acted as a very good area of support here back on the 14th and the 15th of February. But this little territory here will be our little neutral territory, because we're just not going to do anything here and just continue observing it and see how it wants to perform further. But for now, it seems to be more bullish than bearish. Let's see if it actually breaks this 1.8235 level, and if it does, then it could increase the chances for a further push higher towards the 1.8330 or the 1.8360. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful. Once again, if you want to leave a comment after the video is uploaded, I will be happy to respond there. And if you want to join me later on at my Traders Tea Time, and that's 13:15 GMT time. So, yep, thank you very much for watching and listening, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.